R9 Fury without the X is here. Do it give a tough fight to the GTX 980, which is costing you $50 more? Subscribe to my channel. It's me, Jimmy Aggie. Clash of the Titan is back in 2015. R9 Fury versus GTX 980. First, let me give you the price. The R9 Fury is coming at a price of $550 compared to the GTX 980, which is coming at $500. So the price difference is $50. So here GTX 980 is much cheaper. And then to keep thing in mind that GTX 980 was launched last year in 2014. After 1 year, R9 Fury is launched this year in 2015. So there is a 1 year gap of generation between these two graphic card, and even R9 Fury is costing $50 more. Now let me just throw some quick specs at you so you can get the basic understanding of this versus. So the transistor, everything work on transistor. If you don't know, I mean, transistor is a simple stuff which just turn on the light and then do 0 and 1. The more transistor you have in any CPU, GPU, whatever, it will work faster. Let's see that is the same case here. The R9 Fury have 8.9 billion transistor compared to GTX 980 only 8 billion. So near 0.9 billion is more in R9 Fury. And in the GPU processor, R9 Fury is using 3584 processor and the GTX 980 is using 2048 processor. But remember one thing, this is not apple to apple, this is like apple to banana. The R9 Fury 3584 are Steam processor, but the GTX 980 2048 are CUDA core processor. They are different, they are not like apple to apple, mango to mango. It's like apple to watermelon or apple to pineapple. I mean, they act like the same way, but they are really different stuff, so we cannot easily compare them. Now here is something for the texture unit. If you don't know what is texture unit is like a mapping. So first let me give you a number. R9 Fury X without the X, I mean, the R9 Fury have 256 texture unit, and then the GTX 980 have 128 texture unit. So basically it means that R9 Fury have 2 times more texture unit compared to the GTX 980. A texture unit is a simple algorithm and then our processor, to be honest with you, which draws stuff on the screen. Is very hard to explain, very technical concept. The easy explanation I can give you, for example, you're playing like Call of Duty, or for example you're playing like GTA 5. Do you remember the draw distance in the game? To have a greater draw distance, I mean, everything should be drawn on the screen at once. That is work by the texture unit. Basically texture unit is like a texture mapping. The most stuff which can come on your screen is like a mathematical algorithm processor which try to do some kind of weird mess. Very hard to explain, it's very technical. The basic is that it just try to draw something on the screen, and then you can play, and then you can shoot, and then do whatever. Mode is much better here. The memory bus, R9 Fury have a memory bit bus of 4096 bit, and then the GTX 980 have only 256. So it means that, I mean, the R9 Fury is more powerful in the bit bus department. But again, we will look in the benchmark. Now for the VRAM, both are having 4 GB of VRAM, which is not sufficient for 4K gaming. Even you want to play GTA 5, I mean, on a very high setting of 4K, you know, 6 GB of RAM, but both of having the 4 GB of RAM. Now the TDP, before I jump to the TDP, now for the memory type, the R9 Fury is using the HBM memory, and the GTX 980 using the GDDR5 memory. So if you don't know what is HBM, I have done a small lecture on introduction to HBM, make sure to watch that. Now the TDP, I never care about TDP, I never care about consumption, but now I really start caring. The R9 Fury is having 275 watt of TDP compared to the GTX 980 165 watt. So GTX 980 is very power efficient, and then I really don't know why the goodness of heaven R9 Fury is using 275. I mean, AMD is really stupid. If you don't know what is HBM, I was in computer engineering degree before I dropped off, so I can understand, I mean, how the HBM memory works, what is the technical concept. Even I did my video, HBM memory use very little power for the memory of it. I mean, to be honest with you, like, I mean, it will hardly use 10 watt just to power the VRAM. On the GDDR5 it will use 50 to 100 watt to power the VRAM. So I was just wondering, imagine for 1 second you just replace the HBM memory with the GDDR5 VRAM on the R9 Fury. Maybe it can easily, I mean, use 400 watt. Anyways, now for the price, I can tell you 550 is for the R9 Fury and then $500 is for the GTX 980. Now these are the 4 units benchmark done in full HD 1080p and then 4K resolution. Now the one of the best game on PC available right now, GTA 5, not my taste anyway, GTA 5 R9 Fury on very high setting 1080p 115 frame per second, GTX 980 120 frame per second, and then R9 390 100 frame per second. So I just bring R9 390 for the comparison. I didn't bring the X. I will tell you in the end of the video why. Make sure to watch this video till end. Now GTA 5 on 4K benchmark, very high setting, R9 Fury 51, GTX 980 44, R9 390 39. So you can clearly see that on 1080p the GTX 980 beat the R9 Fury, but on 4K the R9 Fury beat the GTX 980. But still R9 390, I mean, is giving you an identical performance of GTX 980. Now one of the hardest game on the GPU available on PC, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt on 1080p, R9 Fury 85 frame per second, GTX 980 82 frame per second, and then R9 390 73 frame per second. Now let's jump to the 4K benchmark of The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. R9 Fury 34 frame per second, GTX 980 29 frame per second, R9 390 27 frame per second. I mean, 27 you can get, I mean, the performance very identical. I will tell you why R9 390 is giving you 27 at the end of the video. Now final benchmark for a CRYSIS, 1080p R9 Fury 81, GTX 980 76, R9 390 62, CRYSIS 3 on 4K, R9 Fury 31, GTX 980 25, and R9 390 23. So you can clearly see that the GTX 980 and the R9 Fury performance is similar, but in some game, I mean, like GTX 980 beat the R9 or the R9 Fury beat the GTX 980, but R9 Fury is only 15% more faster than the R9 390. AMD's second flagship of GDDR5 RAM, AMD R9 390 is only 50% slower compared to the R9 Fury, or you can say R9 Fury is 50% faster than the R9 390. When you put the price in context, AMD R9 390 is $220 cheaper compared to the R9 Fury, and then above all it's giving you twice the amount of VRAM, 8GB of VRAM. There is no reason you should buy R9 Fury. If you want to go and buy the GTX 980, it's much power efficient, it's $50 cheaper. But if you're going to buy the GTX 980, and then you should buy the R9 390. I mean, here is a clear winner is AMD R9 390. This video about R9 Fury, but at the end of the day, the best value for money is in R9 Fury. Can you tell me, can you justify me that if you want to play if you want to play the Witcher 3 Wild Hunt on 4K, I mean, R9 390 is giving you 27 frame per second and Fury is giving you 34 frame per second, only 7 frame per second more. Can you justify the extra $220 which you're going to spend on the Fury for only 7 frame per second? Can you justify? And then the limitation of HBM 4GB memory can easily be seen. I mean, most upcoming game now requires 6GB of VRAM. I mean, easily 6GB of VRAM. If you want to play GTA 5 on the ultra setting available and try to throw every mode on it. If you don't know mode is try to make more graphic more crisper. I mean, if you want to use a sweet FX mode, do you know how much VRAM is required? 14GB. So there's no way that R9 Fury is not a future pro graphic card. If you want to know more about VRAM, 2GB versus 4GB versus 8GB, make sure to watch my video. In conclusion, there's no reason to pick R9 Fury. I was thinking that R9 Fury is $100 cheaper compared to the X1, and then it will be a better value, but at the end of the day not. But if you see like AMD R9 390X, which is a crap due to who should basically spend extra $100 US. So but AMD R9 390 is the best value for money currently. It's the best value for money. 8GB easily for 2 to 3 years. I will say it will take at least 4 years. Before we will jump into like 12GB or 16GB of VRAM. Maybe in 2019 or 20. If you want to buy a graphic card which can last up to next 4 years, buy R9 390. And then the second problem is the R9 Fury overheating, and then R9 Fury is oversized. The R9 Fury size should be even smaller than my mouse. Why? Because the memory they're using is very small compared to the GDDR5, which require more space. But still R9 Fury is big. A lot of people, I don't know why AMD only put one good graphical value for money. Everything should taken in a context. If you see R9 Fury in isolation, maybe it's a good graphic card, but the one thing can make different the price. If R9 Fury was priced at around 350 to 400 US, still makes some sense. I wouldn't pay about $400 for R9 Fury, but it's costing me 550 US. Maybe AMD just daydreaming. AMD should lower the price to $400. AMD should fire the person who basically give them a dumb price. And secondly, R9 Fury is the first generation graphic card. Developing the HBM RAM is very expensive, so skip this one. If you want to get HBM memory, maybe you should wait for the R9 Fury 2, the next version of it. Currently just pick the R9 390, the best value for money. You get 2 times more RAM. It's much better than no overheating problem. Yeah, strongly recommend. Now subscribe to my channel. It's me, Jimmy. Bye bye.